I didn't want to have to do this video, not because it's not something we should talk about, just because I didn't want my channel to be full of political videos, because the world is just too political now. Everything's political. You like this certain team? Political. Only, racist Trump supporters like Washington, like the Redskins. No, Native Americans like the Redskins too. But what I want to talk about is a lot of people don't understand that the president really doesn't have much power. And, we have this thing called, the legislative branch and the judicial branch. And they have checks and balances, and that's the whole system. There's three different systems to keep each other in check. And, sure, the president can do executive orders, but there's really a limit to that, and what they're doing now isn't really what executive orders were used for. But what I want to talk about is people you really need to evict Trump out of your head. Like, you really do. He's gone. The bad, scary orange man is gone. He's kicked off of every public platform. He claims he's going to bake his own. I'm sure it'll be popular. And I'm sure Amazon or web services or whoever he tries to go to will take it down immediately, because they're going to claim it's hate speech and all that. So, which would be a violation of his First Amendment rights. But, you guys, no one cares about that. But to this day, it's been, 4 months now since he's been gone? 3 months, 4? Next week will be 4 months. And I still see posts every day. Oh, 500,000 people dead because of Joe Biden. Because of Donald Trump. Look at Joe Biden. Look at how many deaths have stopped. Well, yeah. Because it's been almost 2 years. It was a year in March. I would hope, since the lockdown started, they think some of the doctors think it had been in the U.S. since November. We didn't even know about it until January. So if you think about that, it's November. It is almost a year and a half since COVID came to the U.S. But you need to understand, Joe Biden, when Donald Trump said, I'm shutting down all trade to China, I'm shutting down, you can't come in from China, Joe Biden said that it was xenophobic. Then, 3 months later, he said Trump should have done it sooner. Fauci, don't wear masks. Then he said, I only did that so that nurses could get them. I got allergies. If you really think about it, NPR was telling people, don't worry about it. You don't need the mask. Joe Biden was saying you don't need masks. Nancy Pelosi was in Chinatown in March. Come to Chinatown. Surrounded by people. Now California has the strictest lockdown procedures. You need to understand that Joe Biden is still using Trump's plan. Everything that Trump had put in place, or the rear admiral that he had put in charge, you need to realize that too. There was a rear admiral that was in charge of all the COVID stuff from the military. They're still using all his plans. The only difference is that Joe Biden has a mandatory 100-day mask mandate that nobody followed in states that don't wear a mask. Like here in New Jersey, I have been working since day one. We were still working. We didn't have a mask mandate until like the end of April, or at least my company didn't have one until the end of April. We then had a spike, and then it went down, and then we had another spike, and it went down, and then we had another spike, and it went down. I think we just had our third wave, they called it. Dreaded third wave. I'm not trying to, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying virus isn't deadly and that it's full shit. No, I take this shit very seriously. I spray my hand, I got my sanitizer, I got my mask. I'm with people. I'm in, stores all day with people that don't social distance, people that don't before didn't care about your personal space, and they really don't care about your personal space now. If there's a can that they want, they're going for that can, whether I'm right there or not. I was wearing gloves until they said that you can't really get it from touch. So I said, oh, okay, fine. Like, I take this shit seriously. I got my vaccine. I'm not trying to die. I got asthma. I'm not trying to die. Took this shit very seriously. But like I said in a previous video, you need to get the vaccine. Just because the Republicans need to get it because it is still Trump's vaccine, and Democrats need to get it because they lied to you about the vaccine being bad. Just get the damn vaccine. It's not that hard. Literally, you're there for a half an hour. They prick you in like 2 seconds, and it depends. If you get in, see, like I went to New Jersey Expo Center. I was there for 45 minutes because the line was out the fucking door. But I got in and I was out and I was done. My wife just got her shot at a CVS. 20 minutes. So yeah, sure. What was I saying? There's not much that Trump could have done in oh, well, he should have said mandatory lockdown of the country, everybody stay inside for 2 weeks. Well, no, he couldn't have done that because he doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that power. It's up to states, and that's some of the things that more conservative people will try to say, because you don't fucking listen to them. They'll say, look, say Trump doesn't have this power, and then you've got The View and Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, and at least that's what we get in New Jersey. I don't know about other places. The View, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, Fauci going on the TV. You got NPR blasting in the radio for these people. You got celebrities tweeting, Trump needs to lock down. Why didn't he do it? He's got to do it. He needs to do it. Trump needs to lock down the entire country. You just told him he was xenophobic for putting a ban on China. What do you think he was going to do? What do you think was going to happen if he just locked down the country? And then Trump said, you can't go outside. You guys, okay, you can't go outside. Just stay in your homes, okay? Everything's going to be fine. We're going to give you 2 weeks. 2 weeks to slow the spread, okay? No, you guys would have been like dictator, fascist, trying to keep us in the house, trying to control our lives. So no, that's why he didn't push for that, because you can't lock down an entire country based off of New York and New Jersey because they were the ones that fucked up. We are still locked down to a point where you can't do a lot of things. Like I said in my previous video, get the shot. I want to go see My Chemical Romance in concert for the first time in 10 years? But he couldn't have done that. It was up to the states. Why would you lock down Alabama, that has no cases, or Wisconsin, that in the beginning had no cases, you should have, in March, when they were saying, come to China, you should have locked down then. If California, if the West and the East Coast, like, I would have taken the bullet. I had no problem staying home. I would have taken the loss. Okay? I would have taken the loss. If you said to me, dude, we're going to do 3 weeks just to be safe. We know the virus takes, 2 weeks, so we might even do a month. I would have been like, I can't leave my house for a month. We'd be like, yes. Literally everything shut down. Grocery stores. What everything for a month. If they said, like, we're giving you this amount of days, get some food, motherfucker. They couldn't have done a month. I couldn't have done a month. But if they said 2 weeks, we're going to do 2 weeks. Everybody's locked down. After 2 weeks, we'll know who's sick. You guys quarantine for another 2 weeks. And we would have been good. I would have eaten that bullet. I would have taken that shit. If the West Coast, the whole West Coast, the whole East Coast, I would have been fine. Because that's where it came in, obviously. People don't fly from China to Alabama. People don't fly from China to Wisconsin. You got China to Michigan. No, you got to go to China, then make a stop at New York, and then go. So I would have eaten that bullet, no problem. If you had said no China for 2 weeks, like just shut down the entire country for 2 weeks, would have been fine. I think we would have been fine. It would have been over. But you would have had New York and New Jersey say no, because they refused. They did the exact opposite of Trump. Excuse me. The exact opposite of what Trump said every single time. You would have had California say, absolutely not, we're not doing that. And that would have been that. Like, you notice the Cuomo story went away about his, misconduct is gone. It's gone. Nobody's talking about it anymore because the quote-unquote border crisis and the quote-unquote, that they don't want to talk about. There's a border crisis. No, there's nobody out. No, the border's fine. Well, what about Chris Cuomo? He allegedly raped like 10 people. There's some people trying to cross the border. We're going to go look at that. Yeah, there's always people trying to cross the border. Yeah, but we're going to go, instead of talking about Cuomo, we're going to go talk to the border and we're gonna, tell them everybody's fine at the border. It's not a big deal. Oh, okay. Like that. Like even Murphy. Like Murphy needs to be held accountable for all the old people he killed, because Murphy is a punk. He is such a sad, like how he got elected, I will not know. I cannot know, because he can't think for himself. He did everything Cuomo did. He couldn't think of a good plan. He did whatever Cuomo did. Trump sent us this ship, this medical hospital for the COVID patients. This floating hospital, army ship. We're not going to use it because that means Trump did a good thing. Yeah, we can't do that. So you need to understand that the 500,000 people that are dead are all almost fully from New Jersey, California, and New York. And it's from the old people, and it's from the beginning of the pandemic. There was a huge amount of people who died right in the beginning. And that's just what happened. Unfortunately, it's very unfortunate. Like, I wish those people were still around. Like, I was lucky enough to where no one I knew personally died died. I know a couple people who got COVID, but fortunately nobody died. A couple people in my company got sick, but I think some of them wanted just 2 weeks off. But you can't lay those deaths at the feet of Trump. It's literally on Fauci too, because if Fauci didn't say, "Oh, don't buy the masks, I want the nurses to have them," don't wear masks. I can't do his voice right now. Don't wear masks. No, I can't do it. If Fauci didn't tell everyone to not wear masks in the beginning, some of those people might still be around, because that little bit that little bit of cloth might have been able to save them. Lady, you are a fucking moron. You never know. You don't know the science. They claim it does this, it doesn't do this, it does this. But then the mask is like the end-all, be-all virtue signaling that you're, like I say in New Jersey all the time, I see so many people driving with the mask on. You can't drive, like this fucking idiot. You can't, he's got it over his eyes. The bottom part of his eyes are covered. It's above his cheekbone. Like, what are you doing? His chin's not covered, so he's wearing it too high. Like, you can't see. You motherfuckers can't drive without the mask on, and you're driving with the damn thing on wrong. Alright, come on, lady. You gotta look left, right, and then left again before you cross the street. They teach you that in first grade. Safety town. What was I saying? So you got to lay a lot of those people's, corpses in front of Fauci. You lay them in front of Fauci, and you lay them in front of Obama, and you lay them in front of Cuomo, Murphy, and Newsom, because they were the ones that had the opportunity to stop it. With all the airports, LAX, LAX, LaGuardia, Newark, those 3 states, that's where everybody was coming in from. Some people probably came in from Canada, but still, for the most part, that's where all the major airports are. You could have stopped it. Probably gonna get shut up my channel. Probably gonna get banned for this channel. If I don't get another strike for this video. But nobody's watching this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just the YouTube guy who has to scroll through it. Sorry, YouTube guy who has to scroll through this if I sound like a crazy person. I'm not trying to say COVID's not a bad thing. What I'm trying to say is these people, they had the opportunity to end this, to stop it from even happening right in the beginning. And instead of saying, yeah, you know what, we were the ones that were wrong because we need a future political career, let's just blame it on Trump. People hate Trump because they always say, oh, why do you hate Trump? Oh, he's an asshole. Okay, why else? Well, he's an asshole. He says really mean things. Okay, what do you think the billionaire, 74, 75? What do you think the 75-year-old billionaire cares? He's gonna die in 5 years, maybe. If he's lucky, he'll get another 10. He's gonna die. He doesn't give a fuck. He's old. The fact that Joe Biden isn't out there just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's trying, I guess. Well, actually, he is trying. But, what's best for the country? I don't know. Well, ask Trump, because that's what he was doing. The Trump tax? I'll do another video on the Trump tax, because that's going to be a long one. Because I benefited and got hurt by it at the same time. But either way, if you make it through this whole video, should be like the other YouTube people. I always forget. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Tell me how stupid I am. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how evil Trump is because, he's so bad and orange. See, if you give me like good examples other than he's an asshole, I'll talk to you. Hey, if you want to say this policy didn't work out, sure. I'm 100% sure there are things that he did that aren't good. I can completely agree with you on that. But you cannot say that all the deaths are on Trump's shoulders when you had every single Democrat person telling you, not trusting his vaccine, he's a xenophobe, he should have locked down, he couldn't lock down, he should have done it sooner, come to Chinatown, the virus isn't that serious, there's an NPR article, the virus isn't that serious, we need to get over it. In January, I saw it, I read it, I could find it, but I'm sure they deleted it. But whatever. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me I'm stupid, tell me I'm fat, tell me I'm wrong. Peace out, Holmes. Don't say that, that's stupid.